What's up, my friends? Kevin here, the Tattooed Toy Hunter. Today we're going to be getting down, I don't know if I can zoom in there, but it's FX Gaming, and they have a lot of vintage awesome games. I mostly only like to play NES, Super NES, and Sega Genesis, so let's go ahead and head in and see what they have today. I'm very excited. Alright, so we're making our way to the building, and walk in, and right away Super Nintendo games. I am definitely on a huge Nintendo vintage retro games in general, on a huge kick. So I'm remembering all these fun Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis games that I played when I was younger, and I want to collect them all again. So many. I love sports back then. Simpsons, all the Mario games. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So I'm definitely going to pick up anything that comes to mind as a child. Look at this, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine. I love more than Dave, but it's a really good show. Commander Sisko. So we're going to go ahead and dig through here and see what I can find. Definitely just now getting back into the whole hunt game because of health reasons, but happy to be back now. No, not anything specific. Just... The FX Gaming has a really good selection of vintage games. You can't really find vintage games much anymore, but FX Gaming is a great place. Here in my area, the only other way to get vintage games is going to be garage sales, flea markets, thrift stores. There's a few, not a lot of games though, and also Half Price Books is another good spot to find vintage stuff. But this is the best by far, I think, for Corpus Christi area. I can't wait to venture out further into Texas and maybe California on future deployments coming up to pick up games, but definitely see a lot. One of my favorite games, like Beavis and Butthead. This one's for the Game Gear, though, not Genesis, I believe, so I will have to check into this one. I see Pac-Man, Ren and Stimpy. It just goes on and on and on. Totally worth the pickups. So definitely looking for these games on the Genesis or Super Nintendo to play. So many other ones like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Altered Beast, Battle Axe. It goes on and on and on. Definitely going to be getting into those. Here's Ren and Stimpy, amazing. Power Rangers, just such good memories. Tom and Jerry. So let's go ahead and continue here. Epic little display. I used to love the Berenstain Bear cartoons as a kid. Brings good memories. That could be fun. Racing games, amazing. So, keep digging. Basketball for sure. Hockey, basketball, football, baseball, definitely. Always into wrestling, so these are going to be big pickups eventually, and I'm ready for them. They several on the Genesis that were epic. Super Nintendo as well. Maybe not as great graphics on the Super Nintendo. I think they're a little more bubbly, but can't beat it.
You have PS3 controllers? PS3 controllers? None that are ready to go off just yet. Right now we're going through a bunch of controllers and accessories, stuff like that, and as we find the PS3 controller, PS3s that we get controllers. So essentially as we're finding PS3 controllers, we test them to end up buying things.
right, so back here in the back of the shop, we start seeing a lot more toys, and they have a lot of vintage toys, so definitely something that I'm always looking into. Places to dig. I love digging through all these massive piles. It's like a yard sale. But back here in their toy section, epic. Definitely a lot of stuff I'm looking for. One of my favorite animated shows is Family Guy. I have this Brian already, so I don't need it, but love to see it in here. Another one they have here all the time is definitely Simpsons figures by Playmates, the 90s versions. Love them to death. Here's, look at that. They got all the diorama, the houses and stuff, the vehicles that they play with, kind of diorama setup, beautiful. Krang, nice little touch. Definitely something I picked up. This right here is not vintage. These are retro releases. I think these are the early 2000 retro releases, but if it was cheaper, I'd probably take it. But it's nice, in good shape. Walking Dead, love it. Another thing I get here a lot is gonna be the Star Trek. There's a ton of Star Trek here besides Simpsons and stuff. Worth getting. McFarlane, his older stuff, the 90s stuff, like all these Spawn variant, different toys he released, Twisted, Souls, so many. Look at this Twisted Fairy Tales, I'm sorry. This Humpty Dumpty's one I want. It's $40. May not take it today, but I think it's just so cool and unique a figure. You can't pass that up. Just look at the line. He did some incredible stuff, and I still today just love it all. So it's a possibility soon, but we shall see. I'm going to be getting down at Cody's Crafts and Collectibles. A lot of vintage and really cool stuff usually here. So I'm pretty stoked to get down and check it out. I haven't been here and it's been a month or two. So let's head in and see if we can find anything really cool. All right, make our way to the front door, which is always exciting.
They were little stickers and they didn't have descriptions and they didn't have any tape over. So we bought.
That's fun though.
And I hit a couple places. I hit a good deal Fisher's daughter had a Christmas party she had to go to on Saturday for her company. So we were at loose end. So then we had Christmas with them. We started back on Monday and had to drop her key off. We'd drive right past where she works, okay, to get there. To get to where go home. So we drop her key off. She works right next door in Goodwill, so we bought some more.
Oh my God.
So we drove to, we came home different way. Normally we go 10 to go north, either Jackson or Raleigh. Let's try something different. 70 out of Indianapolis. St. Louis, 44, Dayton, Joplin.
This particular vendor here, man, he or she has had a lot of these Aladdin in the 90s. They came out with the Aladdin animated movie, and it's so great. They're really good prices. I haven't picked them up. I keep skipping on them, and I know it's going to backfire on me. I'm going to eventually lose the chance to get all these, but I love them all. The cards are rough, so I'm going to end up opening and displaying them as a set, but he has a lot here. It would make an instant little collection just for this movie that was amazing, with Robin Williams as the voice of the genie, one of the greatest comedians of all times that is no longer with us. Definitely worth picking up. This fella here, such great figures. This place is so amazing.
No! And then we stayed in Waco and took down the next one in Waco and became one of them. I picked up a couple things, not this must have been a newer Goodwill, it was not. It's over by the Columbia University. No, she says it's 14 this morning she says, it's 9. This is Nashville area. It doesn't normally get that cold. Oh yeah. And especially
This is another vendor. He seems to pick up a lot of cool Star Wars and wrestlers vintage. So, as you can see, and more. But I love these figures. I pick them up whenever I can. His is particularly in good shape, so wherever he's finding his stuff, taken care of. Look at this.
somewhere to get kids.
These are great. These are a little more expensive, these classics here. But, I mean, you can't beat Look Dusty Road. That's such a great one. The cowboy hat comes with it. Superfly, Terry Funk, so great. I think I ended up picking this one on clearance at Walmart, but that's a cool figure. I want to get the original Pillow Pals. I think it was like WWF wrestlers. Those would be cool to collect. Some Star Wars Aliens. This is vintage, early to mid 90s Aliens. Always definitely cool.
He had all four
Let's-
corners full.
Let's keep looking here.
Nobody could drive
So
with it.
this guy in the front hit this vendor. Look at this. He always has cool stuff. This right here is awesome. I have a what do I have?
As long as the
Bruce Lee figure, but I think a McFarlane. I got it from a Walgreens, but I would like that one. It's more detailed. Look at all these Star Wars. Power of the Force in the 90s was great. And then 99 to 2000 when they came out with episode 1. I love that series as well. I like all the figures from it. They did a good job. Some of the stuff is not as old as I'd like, but they're definitely stuff in the Star Wars franchise that I would like to pick up eventually. He's got some great collector's cards here. We'll run into video games here, vehicles, all kinds of great stuff. Definitely a cool place. All right, so whenever they have, I love loose stuff. So loose bagged up toys is some of my favorite to pick up. And these glasses. Look at these glasses. I mean, the Fonz, you know, E.T. I just love 70s collectible glasses, especially from like Burger King, McDonald's. No, those are great. It's a good spot here for, sometimes I find a lot of Star Wars, or I'll find like DC, Superpower Friends and all that. Love these McDonald's. The M&M collectibles is great. Some more wrestling, WWF, can't beat that. Let's see. They have a lot of cool sports-related McFarlane type action figures as well, from baseball and whatever, football, basketball. Really cool stuff. Better and better. I wish they were more articulated, just because I would like to collect them like that, but they are still awesome nonetheless. He's got a lot of VCR. I did want to get into collecting VCR video movies at one time, but for some reason they keep getting eaten up, so I just kind of had to give up with that. I don't want to collect them and not be able to watch them. I like that ID4 figure. Look up here, we got, oh man, some more Spawn stuff, older 90s McFarlane, Tortured Souls. These are all things that I would like in my collection one day. They just look great. But the problem is they're brittle. They end up breaking on me quite often. Little Wrestlers are really cool. I would rather vintage. Man, look how nice these are. I think these are video game stuff. Figures, very cool.
When I was, my permanent teeth came in, I had no enamel on the biting surfaces. Every tooth I owned had an amalgam filling, or the ones in front had white. When I got sick with Graves' disease, and they gave me radioactive iodine, guess where that went? All those fillings just disintegrated, and the teeth just crumbled. That's why mine are not mine anymore. I have these pretty.
All right, so I guess that's going to be it for the hunt. I hope you enjoyed it. So let's see what I picked up at these two shops. What is up, my friends? Kevin here, the Tattooed Toy Hunter. I took a little step away from YouTube just to work on my health, but I'm feeling a lot better. So I decided maybe I'd at least put out something every now and then, you know, to stay a little active. So I did do a hunt. A vintage toy and video game hunt. I'm really into the vintage video games lately. Retro, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64, like just goes on and on, right? So I picked up a few cheap items, a few items I want to share with you. So the first is going to be, this is Nintendo, Super Nintendo, EA Sports, and this is NBA Live 96. So I didn't get the box with this. It's guaranteed to play, but guess it was checked out. But I got that, so that is going to be an exciting game to eventually play when I get home tomorrow. That's really cool. Okay, moving forward. I also picked, it's a little rough as well, because I picked it up for like $2, but it plays as well. And this is the Acclaim Nintendo 64 Simpsons Bart versus Space Mutants. I love this game. I played it when I was younger. This is an 85 game. So this is one of the first several that came out when the system was released in 85. Love it. Really excited to get home and play this one. I love the NES games. So I got two Nintendo games, Super and... Okay, and I picked up a few action figures as well. The first one's going to be, it looks like Blade from the original Motu. This is a Mexico release. I'm assuming this is legit, but it could be a knockoff. But I collect knockoffs. So I'm going to open this guy up. Let's take a look. Let's see. This is 1985. So this is 86. I'm sorry, 1986. I don't know if that shows there. Back of the neck. It's too small maybe for you guys, but it's 1986. And this is Blade. Very cool figure. Need to get his weapons, but his all his body parts, he's got a little action there. Both arms. Very cool. Super happy to have found him. Doesn't come with a weapon, so I'm looking for those. But I needed him. I'm pretty sure I don't have him. And I have a lot of old Motu. The next two pieces I picked up were actually vintage 1986 Lanyard Corp company. And these are Extreme Corps, I believe. I believe they're Extreme Corps. So they're both in great shape. Let me see if I can see the date. I'm sure these are 86. This is what it looks like. Let's see. 86. It's right there in the leg. But I don't know if you can see it from here. It's terrible. But these are 86 vintage. This gentleman with the camo, and he comes with the car. I mean, the motorcycle. So super cool. Pick these up for like $1 each. $1. Let's see. Both of them $1. $1. So $1 each for these. He was $7, but I picked them up because I didn't have them. $7, and then the games were $2.99 each. So this is gonna be my haul. Not a lot of stuff, but I got a few vintage things and a few vintage games. I will be checking these out tomorrow, and I'll let you know what I think. But I kind of just wanted to put a video out to let y'all know that I'm feeling better, doing better. Work is going great. Health is a lot better, and I may possibly be going to California soon for another crisis deployment as a paramedic. So I'm excited to go see all their old thrift stores and shops out there. Maybe San Francisco, maybe LA, I'm not sure yet. But anyway, that's going to be it for now. I hope y'all are all safe and having a good time, you know, living life. And y'all take care of yourselves and never give up that hunt. Pew, 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 pew. Peace, my friends.
Yeah.